Okay, so we've got a student here who is, well, trying to do the code, and very good job. Keep trying to do the code. And she's made some changes here, which are good. And now her game is gone. It's gone. It used to be beautiful with pipes and a bird and a background, and then she made a change, and now it's gone. There's nothing there. And this happens sometimes. This happens a lot. So what we're going to do when everything just kind of breaks and nothing's there anymore, especially when nothing is over here on the right hand side anymore, we're going to right click on a Mac. That might be a two-finger click on the mouse pad. On a PC it might be a right click, and we're going to have these options show up, and we're going to open up inspect. Now I'm on a PC or a Mac, or I'm on a Windows PC. Sorry. And so I also can open up the inspect window inside of Chrome by hitting the Control Shift and I button. Your Mac probably is a Command Shift I. But either way, you're going to hit that inspect button or the option, and you're going to have this other screen sort of pop up on your left, or sorry, your right. And inside of here, one of the options says console. Let me make sure that you can see that. You can't quite see it. Let me move it down a little bit. There it says console right there by my head. So you're going to click on the console button, and we're going to look for, and again let me just move my head here. Get me over there so we can see that whole console. Beautiful. What we're going to look for are any of these red lines. Now those yellow lines are going to show up every time. It's just part of the page that it is, but the red lines change, and the red lines are normally because of something we typed or didn't type. And this one is telling us that we have an uncaught syntax error. It's an unexpected identifier, and it's at index 68. We can cross our fingers and click on index 68. Sometimes this will actually show up with code, and when it does, that is fantastic news, because we can look for that particular line of code right here. It's not going to be the same number here as it is over in our code over where we typed in our code, but it will be the same letters and same words. So this is the pipe 0 equals new make pipe, and so we can see that we have an error here. The error, of course, is an unexpected identifier, and that's because make pipe isn't what shouldn't have a space in between there, right? If you go back and you check that YouTube tutorial, or you check the link to the JS fiddle that I made for you, you'll notice that make pipe is not got a space in it. So I'm going to close this. We're going to come down to here, and in fact, even on your code, you've got function make pipe, all one word with a capital P. And then a little bit below that, right here on line 35, this is really good too. So notice as we're scrolling up and down here, do you see this little red dot right here? It's telling us that we're missing a opening closing parenthesis for invoking a constructor, and we're missing a semicolon. Well, basically what it's saying is that there's an error somewhere on this line, and the error honestly is that we have that space. Our variable name, our function name, is make pipe, all one word, capital P. So we need to get rid of that make and then give that a capital P, and we can run this again. And you know what though, the dot went away. That did not fix it. We still have some white space there, but that's okay, because this is a process. This is debugging process. We're going to do just fine. We just right click again, we hit inspect, we go back up to console, and we have a new error. And we have a new error. That means that our old error is fixed now. Yay! So we take a look, and it says that we have an uncaught reference error. Our bird radio is not defined. Okay, and it's at index 46. So we can sometimes it doesn't show up, but that's okay, because this is going to tell us enough. It says bird radio. Okay, so we're going to go back into our code. I'm going to close this, and we're going to look for bird radio. And let's go ahead and start. In fact, we have a bird radius right there on line 11, and then on line 13, oh, you know what, weirdly, we have a bird radio. And now we know this is just a simple technical error. We just forgot an S, right, and a semicolon. It should be a bird radius. That happens trust me, it happens to me so often, right? And so we fixed that problem. We're pretty sure we fixed that problem. We're going to click that run button again. And we fixed it. Well, we fixed it. It's not broken, but we still don't have our stuff. So we go ahead and what do? We right click, we inspect, and we come back to our console, and great news, guys, we have a different error. This is fantastic because that means that the other error is fixed now, right? We just keep doing this. We fix these little errors. These are all tiny little things. We can all fix these, right? It says that pipe is not defined. Same index 68, and the index 68 doesn't tell us much right here, but that's okay. We can go over here, pipe. We're going to look for a word called pipe, and it says pipe is not defined. Okay, so here's a pipe W, here's a pipe gap, here's a var pipe. Oh, that's weird. Normally, when we have a var, we have a space, you know, between the variable, the var code, and the variable name that we're giving it. We don't have a space there. That is interesting. And then down here, we have this pipe, right? And this pipe isn't defined because we have a no space right there in line 16. So we can, and in fact, like, check that out. This is all white, right? And if we change it, we get there's a little space there. That var becomes purple, and the pipe becomes this kind of orangey color for me. Let's run that. Okay, let's, you know what? Still doesn't work. Perfectly acceptable. We just made a change. Let's go ahead and right click again, inspect, back to the console, and great news, guys, we have a new error. That means that what we did solved that problem. Yay! So there's more problems for us to solve. This is all fine and dandy. It says that we have an uncaught reference error. Math is not defined, and math here is spelled with a capital M and a capital A, a lowercase t and a lowercase h, and it's not defined, and it's at line 53. Line 53 doesn't tell us much here, but that's okay. We know what we're looking for. We're looking for this math is not defined, and we also see that it's at new make pipe, right? So that is good news because we have a make pipe function, right? Or we have a line at new make pipe. Right? We've got some clues from this error message about where our code is broken at. So, excuse me, right here in this is our make pipe function. There's probably a spot or two where we call math. And in fact, here's math right here when we're setting the height. So, and that's a math lowercase a floor. Oh, and here's our math uppercase a. And again, this happens all the time. Math is actually spelled with a capital M and a lowercase a. So we're going to get rid of that capital A, make it a lowercase a, and we're going to run this. Hey, woo, woo, woo! And now we have some of our stuff is back, at least. This is great news. Some of our stuff is back, right? We've got a background, we've got a little ball there. Our pipes are gone. Let's go ahead and inspect it again. And back into the console, and great news, guys, we have a new error, and that is good news because that means that we fixed the old error, right? Every time we have a new error, we have clues about what is broken, how it's broken, and how we can fix it. So right here it says that we have an uncaught reference error at draw pipe is not defined, and this is at at update is when it's being called, and at step it's being called. So again, we've got draw pipe is not defined. Okay, that's good to know, and it's probably in a function called update. Great to know. So if we go down here, here's our var update, right? And here's our draw pipe right here on line 49. But it's saying that draw pipe is not defined, and that is because we have moved draw pipe, right? If you've been following along with the YouTube video, you know that we've moved draw pipe, which used to be a function in between here, right? And it's now inside of this. And so what we actually need to do, right, is instead of draw pipe, we need to say pipe dot draw pipe, right? Pipe, and we need to say 0 dot draw pipe. But I feel like at this point, let's run it. We are kind of caught up to where we are with the YouTube video, and so hopefully this helps. As you can see, my draw pipe didn't actually show up. Let's find out why. Inspect, and into my console. Okay, so draw pipe is still not a function. Well, that's sad. Pipe.drawPipe is not a function, and it's still happening in the same place. So we added that draw pipe there, but we have we have a make pipe, right? Make pipe draw. Oh, you know what? Draw pipe here has a lowercase because it's. I'm looking here. This has a lowercase p, right? And so we need to decide: did we want a lowercase p or did we want the capital P? And I'm just gonna. Let's have a capital P. Okay, so let's make that a capital P. And now let's run it. And we still don't have our stuff showing up, but I'll bet we have a different error. So let's go into our console again. And in fact, we do. We have a new error. CTZ is not defined, which is interesting because I don't know what CTZ stands for. So it makes sense that it's not defined. And it's at make pipe, draw pipe, which is good. We can actually look here. Still no code there, but that's okay. Back to the console, and we can close this so we can see our code. We know that it's going to be up in this make pipe function or the draw pipe function. And in here, we're going to have a CTZ somewhere and somewhere, a CTZ. I see a CVS, right? CVS is close to CTZ. It did say CTZ though, right? Like that's what it said. Let's inspect it one more time. Console. CTZ, not defined. Okay, you know what? I don't really play Where's Waldo very often without cheating, and so I'm gonna cheat right now. It's okay. You can totally do this too. You hit the Control button and the F button. On a Mac, it might be the Command and the F button, but this is gonna open up a find, like a little search bar just for this one page, and we can type in CTZ, and CTZ is now highlighted right here. You know what? Looking at CTZ, I'm going to guess that it should be a CTX because this is CTX begin path, CTX fill style, CTX rect, CTZ fill. That just, I mean, that's a little out of place. So let's put an X there and let's run it. All right. You know what? Still not completely fixed yet, but I'm pretty sure that if we come back over here and we inspect this back into the console, yes, woo woo, we have a new error. New errors are fantastic because that means we fixed the old error. I'm just having so much fun, guys. So much fun. This pipe with a capital P and a capital W is not defined, and it's in draw pipe. Let's see if we click this. And nothing shows up here. I don't know. We try it. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it don't. But we got the clues, right? We know we're going to be in make pipe dot draw pipe, and we're looking for a pipe W. Okay. So let's come into here. This is our make pipe. Here's our draw pipe. So it's going to be in this section. We're looking for a pipe W. And let's see. Here's a pipe gap. Here's a pipe W. That's got a lowercase p. So we're good there. Here's a pipe gap. And here's a pipe W. Now, let's double check. Should this be a capital P or a lowercase p? I'm going to guess it should be a lowercase p. And let's go ahead and run it. Whoa! Okay, you know what? It's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're going to check it again, inspect. And you know what? Here we go. New error, though. New error? New errors are great. Why are they great? Because that means we solved the last error. That's right. And every error message here tells us a little bit about what is wrong and how to fix it, right? So this is telling me that capital CVS is not defined. And it's at make pipe and draw pipe. Right, line 63, which again doesn't really show up, but that's okay. So that error again was CVS not defined. It's a capital C. So if we come into here, let's see. Here's the make pipe. Here's the draw pipe. Here's the CTX. Doopy doopy doo. Here's our CVS. That's interesting because right up here at this line, that is a lowercase c. And down here, it's a capital C, and the capital C is getting complained about. So let's make it a lowercase c. Let's run this. Oh, great news, everybody. Did you see that? Did you see that? Run that again. Do you see how that ball just drops? Like that is some great stuff. That means we're doing things now. I still don't see the pipes. Okay, all right, still no pipes. We'll fix that. But that the ball dropped, that's great news. And when we go to the console, we don't have any new errors. So that's great news too. That's just fantastic news. That means that we've fixed the problems, but not all of the problems are fixed, right? Like, because we wanted that pipe to show up, didn't we? Yeah, I think we wanted that pipe to show up, but the pipe isn't showing up, is it? Which is kind of sad. You know, because like there should be a yellow pipe here, I'm guessing. Oh, hold on a second though. Hold up a second, because if we look here, right? It's not the end of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Our pipe isn't showing up because right here, our pipe's X position is set to the canvas width. The canvas width is right here. So our pipe is actually over here, just to the right of the canvas. And we can check this. We can check this by changing that number from cvs.width, right? Okay, so here's that cvs.width, right? We're just going to put in 100 right here for now, just for now. Okay, we're going to put that back to canvas width. Right, let me just cut 100. Okay, so, and now we're going to run it, and our pipe is showing up. Beautiful little pipe. It is showing up. It's just not showing up when we make it the canvas width, right? Because that pipe is now right over here, just off to the right of the actual canvas. We set that up so that we can animate the pipes moving across the screen. And again, I really do feel like you're caught up to that original YouTube tutorial. So go ahead and back into that, find out how to move those pipes a little bit to the left every time. Okay? Thank you very much. Great questions. Happy to help. Keep up the good work. Bye.